It's
Saturday
night. It's
8
o'clock. Please welcome
Asa
and
Alistair.
it's the double A hour.
That was Killing Joke with 80s, kicking off the 80s hour. It was a good track. It was from the 80s. Very special show tonight. Tell us a little bit about it, Asa.
I've been looking forward to this one for quite some time. It's just a special 1980s song. We've got music from the 80s, features from the 80s.
Everything about it is about the 1980s.
Right, well, so we got a special live power challenge.
We have.
Let's get it going.
The Power Challenge.
Right, Asa, explain a little bit about the background of this power challenge. It's strange that we're doing it so early as well.
Yeah, well, this is something that's going to run throughout the show. Now, the 80s will be remembered for a lot of good things, but also the Falklands War.
That was a big event in the 80s. 1982?
2nd of April 1982 that began. Obviously, Argentina invaded the Falkland Islands, and the British government dispatched a naval task force to deal with the threat.
I've heard about it, but it was mainly about the sheep, wasn't it, or something like that?
There's a little more to it than that.
Oh.
But I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to, not a tribute to the Falklands War, but to pay our respects to it, we're going to reimagine the conflict.
How's that going to work, Asa?
Battleships. So,
Okay.
It's me versus you. It's battleships. Yeah. I'll represent the British Naval Task Force.
Okay, I thought we might toss a coin or something like that. But no, you be Britain, I'll be the RGs.
Right, to get the battleships out.
Right, give us a moment. Get them out the bag. You might be able to hear the pegs rolling around inside it while I'm extricating them from the bag. Right, okay.
Now
we need to set up our fleet, don't we, really?
Yes. Should we play some music while we're, sorting the tactics out?
Yeah, let's
where
play
we're
some
putting
music.
the boats.
I need to really think about my placement. What is it we're going to play?
This is Queen and Flash.
Flash! Savior of the universe!
Flash, I love you! But we only have 14 hours to save the Earth!
Flash. Queen.
Gordon's alive. Etc.
I enjoyed that. Well, I didn't particularly enjoy that one. It's not my favourite Queen song, but it filled the gap perfectly.
Right, the fleet is in place. I think you should strike the first move.
Okay, as the Argentinians, I think we were the agitators. I'm going to go for D4.
Miss.
Okay, off you go, Asa.
B7.
B7. It's a hit!
Wow. First strike.
First strike to
Does that mean I get another hit? A go?
I suppose, yeah.
Right, B6.
B6. Hit!
I haven't seen it. This is obviously good British naval intelligence.
It is. They've done well there.
B8.
Hit!
Has a game of battleships ever started this well? B9.
Miss!
Right.
Okay, I'm going to have another shot, another torpedo.
Go on then.
It's a shot in the dark, G6.
That's a miss.
It's a miss.
This
okay,
is gripping
we'll
radio.
carry that on throughout the show. Just got to make sure that our sets are sufficiently hidden from the other player.
Yep.
Okay, but it is still the double A Power Hour. We've still got all those big features that you normally can expect. Yeah.
So now we've got
just all 80s related.
an 80s food and drink.
Food and drink bit.
Food and drink bit.
Food and drink bit.
Food and drink bit. Food and drink bit.
We've got another one, the food and drink bits. Everything tonight is 80s related. Acer has brought the food and or drink. We were promised some glasses from downstairs, but they haven't materialised yet. But Acer, I believe there's a bit that you don't need glasses for.
No. Let me take you back to 1983.
I wasn't born.
Imagine you were in 1983.
Okay, I can imagine. I was only born in 84, so it's not too much of a stretch.
The new product is about to hit the shelves.
Right, okay.
It's party rings.
It's party time in 1983.
We're going to be having a little
rings.
party in here. Now, obviously, these have proved to be tremendously successful. But I'm going to ask you to review them, Alistair, tonight in the context of 1983.
Okay, I've got my shoulder pads. I've got my Frankie Says Relax t-shirt on.
Why are you wearing roller skates inside?
I'm wearing I don't believe in health and safety. I know we're upstairs, so I thought I'm gonna crack on regardless.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to open them up.
Okay.
I mean, am I reviewing the packaging as it stands in 1983 or as it stands in 2013?
We're going to have to make best as what we can with what we've got.
I mean, it's going to be similar packaging back in that time.
E2.
E2. He's throwing me here. Miss.
Okay.
I'm going to stick you one in there as well. F1.
That's a miss.
It's a miss. Okay,
You've always got to be ready.
Always got to be ready for a shot. Okay, I've opened the packaging. Just need to extricate the biscuits.
I imagine these would be quite shocking back in 1983.
Well, yeah, they've got lurid colours.
There's nothing else like it.
Hard icing.
Yeah.
I'd have been used to maybe a scone in 1983. Cream tea.
Okay. This comes from left field.
It does. They've not stayed in the packet very well. But go for it, Acer. I've got a purple one.
I've got a pink one.
Right, pink. I'll just give that a go. These are new and innovative.
What do you make of the hole? He's looking through
I
it.
can see through it. Yeah, that's novel. I will definitely be putting these out with my Bombay mix and my sausages on sticks at my next dinner party, along with my fondue set.
It's going to take us a while to do the packet. Should we enjoy some more? Look back at what we were listening to in the 1980s.
1980s. Cousin Dave, Margate.
Well, I'll be working hard to reach my target. You can keep the cost of rather, and all that palaver gonna bother me. I'd rather have a day down market with all my family.
Cousin Dave, I enjoyed that. Let me just stop you there again a second, Acer. C2.
Miss.
Oh, not very good at these.
Right. Special 80s show. So we're going to continue the food and drink bit. Here's a drink for you.
Right, is this
Cherry
Ooh,
Coke.
Cherry Cola?
It's from the 80s. I'll check the year.
What year was it introduced, Acer?
I think it was 84 or 85.
Oh,
but
so another brand new product from around the time of our births. Is it births or is it births? Conceptions and
Right.
procreation. Okay, let's get that poured. You're a little bit better at pouring soft drinks than you are beers normally, Acer, because it doesn't maintain its head. But you're still giving me more bubbles than you have liquid. but fair enough. Okay,
We've got the whole show to enjoy these party rings and cherry coke.
Am I still making out that it's a brand new product?
Yeah.
Because obviously I have, in real life, had cherry cola before.
Yeah, forget that. And try to imagine this is the first time you
I
had
must
it.
have no predetermined misconceptions. Yeah. I'm gonna have a slurp of it and
go for
see
it.
what I think. I'm going to need another bit of that.
What an unusual mix.
Well, it's definitely good for a kids' party, I'd have said, the two products you brought along. We were kids in the 80s.
Yeah.
Just so that everybody at home knows this, we're very much unaware of what happened in the 80s. I was born in late 84. Asa was born in mid-85.
Yeah.
Our first real recollections of things happening aren't really till about 92. So we've had to base all of our research on other people's recollections. So if they're not accurate, they're not accurate. Deal with it.
Is that other people's memories
and opinions, normally?
Yeah.
I mean, we've got our own opinions on the food and drink.
Right, do you want to score this?
Yeah, can I talk a little bit about Cherry Coke?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, at first it's like normal Coca-Cola, full fat I call it, down the boozer.
Yeah.
But it's got that aftertaste. That's where the cherry hits you.
Fruity kick.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful stuff. I don't know what your feelings on the party rings are. I mean, did yours have an aftertaste?
No, I like the crunchiness of them, the fun of them. I must admit, I probably wouldn't have thought they'd last because they're so out there.
No, so, yeah. I mean, they're wacky.
I do enjoy the fact you can stick your finger through the ring and eat them from the outside.
I'm gonna ask you a question. You may or may not know the answer. Which came first, the party ring or the hula hoop? That's the KP hula hoop.
Well, I don't know. If you know that, get in touch on the Facebook page.
Facebook.
I've no idea. Do you know?
I don't know, but as you said, get in touch on Facebook. Listeners at home, that's facebook.com/Gladstone Radio. You don't have to pretend you're in the 80s. Just be like you are at the moment. And the age you are.
Give a quick mention to what we've got coming up after the 80s hour.
There's a few different shows coming up tonight. We haven't got our standard presenting lineup. What we have got is a brand new game show coming up. Bridge of Cards.
Bridge of Cards. Luke will be presenting that at 9 o'clock.
Luke Buckland, that's half an hour show. Enjoy it. After that, we've got what could possibly be described as the least professional radio broadcast in English history.
It's big, hairy and hella scary.
Or it could be another title. I don't think they've fully decided on what they're going to call it, with less than an hour before broadcast.
Right. D4.
D4. Miss. I've got to get a hit on the board. E7.
That is a miss.
That's a miss.
The ships are out there.
Still,
the British task force are on their way.
No ships at the bottom of the Atlantic as of yet.
Right, I've prepared something a little bit different now.
We haven't done any scores, Ace.
Oh, go on, blimey.
Party rings, I'm giving 75.
I'm going to give, in the context of the day, 72.
72. Cherry Coke, I am going with 78.
Yeah, I agree, 78.
78, that's a good average. We can work that one out.
We'll sort the scores out and we'll get them on the Facebook.
Okay, you prepared something a little bit different. You've called it... Now, I don't know if you've named it accurately. You're calling it a mashup.
This is, ladies and gentlemen, a special 80s mashup. Not necessarily TV shows from original in the 80s.
No, we must make this disclaimer.
Yeah, but they were enjoyed and watched by millions in the 80s.
They were at the very least being repeated in the 80s.
Yeah. It's not a competition, but just, see
how many
in
you
your
can
own
recognise.
families, just enjoy them, see how many you recognise.
And you'll give us a list afterwards.
So, we're now going to do mashup number 1 from the 80s.
Very brief mashup there. That was mashup number 1. We're going to hear that one a little bit later on.
Ready for the next mashup?
This is mashup number 2.
Second mashup of the evening.
Let's get that mashup started.
Down at the bottom of the garden, among the birds and the bees,
This is 29 Acacia Road, and this is Eric, the schoolboy who leads an amazing double life. For when Eric eats a banana, an amazing transformation occurs. Eric is Banana Man.
Lovely Bertha, you are a lovely machine, and anyone who works with you will know just what I mean. Oh, Bertha, lovely Bertha, sometimes I think you're a dream when we work out what... Thundercats are on the move, Thundercats are loose. Imagine, hear the roar, Thundercats are loose. Thunder, 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 cat. Thunder, 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 cat.
Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat and his black and white cat. Early in the morning, just as day is dawning, he picks up all the post bags in his van.
Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, heroes in a half shell, turtle power. They're the world's most fearsome fighting team. We're really hip. They're heroes in a half shell and they're green.
Mac 2 blows on his bagpipes while Elspeth and Angus watch those notes go floating across the waves. Ferociousness appears at once and grabs a note or two for lunch, and the whole of the family nest is not too far behind. Sportiness leaps over him, turns upside down, then dives back in, and the beautiful loveliness shows she's the kissing kind. Eyewitness comes up for air and taking notes without a care, returns with a crash and a bash and a splash to the family nest.
Memories of the 80s.
Not ours.
Did you like that?
Yeah, I like that. Can you just quickly run through what we had there, please, Asa? Oh, hold on. F1. No, I've done that one. F2.
Miss.
Oh,
not a chance.
What did we have?
We heard from the Poddington Peas, Banana Man, Nightmare, of course, Thomas the Tank Engine, Bertha, Thundercats, the A-Team, Postman Pat, Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, and Family Nest.
Which one of those was your favourite actual show? Not just the tune, but which was your favourite of those shows, Asa?
Probably Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you there. At that age,
there we go.
Actually, Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends, as it was named.
Favourite theme song of those?
Favourite theme tune? We had this discussion the other night. It's Family Nest.
Family Nest.
Family Nest.
Every time.
We in fact did then spend an evening looking on eBay for Family Nest merchandising, and we found a rather bootlegs looking bit of purple plastic on a bit of cardboard masquerading as an action figure.
Yeah.
We didn't buy
it. Someone had stitched together an Elspeth, haven't they?
Yeah. Yeah. It didn't look official, or at least it didn't look like the production values that we would have hoped for such a seminal 80s television programme.
Right. A3.
Miss. A1. Top corner.
Miss. This
Yarges.
This is probably how it felt at the time. The
Bit of a
conflict
stalemate.
Dragging out.
Bit of a stalemate.
Is there an end in sight?
Well, maybe.
We're only on for
not.
an hour, so...
Only on for an hour. yeah, we will reach a conclusion on this week's Power Challenge. What do we got coming up next, Asa? We had a bit of a mash-up earlier. This is that mash-up in full, I believe.
We're going to hear the full Billy Joel version of Uptown Girl.
Okay, Ladoo, it's me, Duncan Valentine. I love listening to the Double A Power Hour on the podcast on YouTube. I would listen to it live on the night, but usually I'm out.
Duncan Bannatyne giving us a few thoughts on the podcast. Those podcasts are hosted on YouTube. The address to get all the playlists and everything that's ever gone on there, youtube.com/Gladstone Radio. There's playlists to go through with all the old shows, a few little Power Challenge videos, bits and bobs that we've put together.
It's your one-stop shop if you like the show, basically.
Yeah, it's the archives.
Right, now, the Power Challenge, obviously, the winner of tonight's Power Challenge will play out the final song. So that's something that's going to be coming up. If I win, if the British fleet win, I will have the final pick.
If the Argentinian forces are successful, then I'll get my pick.
Okay.
We're going to give you an idea of what they are a little bit later on, or we might hold you in surprise the whole time. Depends what we want to do, I suppose, doesn't it? We've got another feature coming up. It's the feature that we debuted on the last show. It's History Mystery, and here's how the jingle sounds. I still love that little jingle you did. It's about as good at mixing skills as your mashups, wasn't it, Asa? Just ram them together with a fade.
Those songs weren't produced like that.
They weren't produced like that.
I've altered them.
Anyway, the way this works is one of us tells a few facts about something, and the other has to. And then there's a question at the end, a true or false question, and the other presenter has to try and either work out or just have a good old guess as to whether it's true or whether it's false. It's Asa's show. So what I'm going to talk about this week is the Berlin Wall.
Right.
Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to give you a few facts, and then there'll be a question.
Okay.
Any questions now?
No, I'm ready for the facts.
Okay. Construction of the Berlin Wall began on the 13th of August 1961, so back to the 60s, in fact.
Oh, okay.
As a way of separating the three zones controlled by the French, British and American from the zone controlled by the Soviet Union. People who were crossing from west to east,
yeah,
there wasn't a problem with that.
Okay.
There was no problem with that. But people travelling from east to west were regarded as traitors to the state. And guards were instructed to shoot them, or to shoot at them at least. They weren't meant to kill them, but unfortunately 136 people did die during the border crossing.
Accidents happen.
You may have seen pictures of the Berlin Wall covered in graffiti and that kind of thing, looking in a state of disrepair by the time it did eventually fall. But that was only on one side. The west side of the Berlin Wall was covered in graffiti. East side, spotless.
Right.
That's an interesting
fact, tells you something about the cleanliness of the nations.
I mean, obviously there were border crossings. Most famous one, you've probably heard of this one, Checkpoint Charlie. You might have heard that phrase used before.
Yeah.
That was separating the American-controlled zone from the Soviet-controlled zone. And although officially the wall sort of fell metaphorically on the 9th of November 1989, only a few days after my 5th birthday, official demolition didn't start until actually the middle of 1990. But this is your question, Asa.
Right.
True or false? Could this be true? More of the Berlin Wall still stands today than was ever actually demolished.
Right.
Have a think about that one.
I'll have a think about
Have a think about that. While you're having a think about it, I've lined up a particular track that is quite fitting for this. This is the man who stood on top of the wall to perform it, David Hasselhoff, Looking for Freedom.
20 years ago, I was born a rich man's son. I had everything that money could buy. I've been looking for freedom, still it can't be found.
The Hoff, David Hasselhoff, Looking for Freedom. What do you think of that song, Asa?
He's a great artist in his own right.
He's a bit of a cult classic now.
He is, the Hoff.
With Knight Rider. That was in the 80s as well, I think.
Baywatch.
That was 90s, but yeah, he did that.
Yeah.
His singing career in Germany. That took off in the 80s. But before we heard from Hasselhoff, I asked you, true or false, more of the Berlin Wall is still standing today than it ever was demolished. Not that it ever was. That's a completely different question. More of it still stands today than was ever demolished. True or false?
I am going to say false. I've got a feeling that there's not much left standing hardly at all. So I'm going to say false. A lot of it has been demolished.
Saying it's a falsehood.
I'm saying you're talking false.
You're saying I'm talking out of me, Jaxie. Well, Asa, I can now reveal that you, in saying false, are correct!
Yes!
Demolition ceased in November 1991. Only a few short sections and watchtowers remain as memorials. So well done.
That is knowledge.
That was the history mystery. One of those, same time in the next show.
Does that mean Poirot outwitted Baldrick on this occasion?
I suppose so.
Okay.
We'll take it as that kind of metaphor, yeah. Okay.
Right. How is the battle coming along?
Well, as people may have heard, I have sunk your battleship.
No, the aircraft carrier.
Aircraft carrier, sorry. I'm going to have another shot at you now. I'm going to go with E5.
That's a miss.
It's a miss. Off you go, Asa.
G2.
Miss.
Try again.
D7.
That's a miss.
That's a miss. Where are those ships?
C1.
Miss.
The radar system is not working
We'll have one more go each.
Okay.
E10.
Oh, that's a hit.
Oh!
That is a hit. And worse, that is a hit on HMS Sheffield.
Right, that means we've got another shot. D10.
Miss.
Right, okay.
HMS Sheffield has taken a blow.
D9.
D9,
miss.
Right,
we'll
so we hear what's up for grabs?
Yeah, as we said, if Asa wins and he gets a certain track, if I win, I get a certain track.
Let's just have a teaser of what we're playing for.
So, if Asa wins, he will be getting...
We'll be hearing Duran Duran, On the Bomb, Girls on Film.
And if I win, if the Argentinians win, we will be getting... We're getting this, Wire for Sound, Cliff Richard. He's a classic. He's been number one in every decade, apart from this one, I think.
Still time
to go. So there we go, that's what we've got.
So,
well, we've got those two choices. Feel free to root for either one of us.
Britain versus Argentina.
It's Duran Duran versus Cliff Richard.
Right, another hit from the 80s coming up.
What we got, Asa?
This is Simple Minds, Don't You Forget About Me.
Simple Minds, Don't You Forget About Me. And we didn't forget about that song. We might have to forget about some of our choices because it's taking longer to get through some of our features than we thought it was going to.
We've got 10 minutes until Bridge of
Cards.
Almost a club. Bridge of Cards.
It's one of those things you can sort of play along at home. Don't call it's just for fun, is what they used to say on the Big Breakfast. That wasn't in the 80s.
Are you ready, Alistair?
Am I ready?
A second 80s mashup.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Again, it's just for fun. Some songs from the 80s.
When I wake up in the morning and the alarm gets out of warning, I don't think I'll ever make it on time. By the time I grab my books and I give myself a look, I'm at the corner just in time to see the bus fly by. It's alright, 'cause I'm saved by the bell.
There's the moon shining very brightly up in blanket sky.
Sunny day, sweeping out clouds away. On my way to where the air is sweet. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? Inspector Gadget. Inspector Gadget.
That was your second mashup, Asa. Quickly run through what we had on that one, please.
Okay, we heard theme tunes from Saved by the Bell, The Pink Panther, Fraggle Rock, Fireman Sam, The Smurfs, Ghostbusters, Button Moon, Sesame Street, Inspector Gadget, and finally a little clip from Looney Tunes.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Asa. We're coming towards the end of our show. There is just one little thing I want to do with you. It's 80s related. So, I have sent my friend and yours, Fred Mossip, out to do an interview with somebody who was a bit prominent in the 80s. To say that they weren't cooperative would be putting it lightly. Have a listen to this and see if you can guess who it is he's interviewing.
Thank you, John and Mike. My first question to you is,
why are you wearing a coat with so many different colours on it? It's like it's multicoloured.
Oh, can you think who it could be from that?
Someone with a multicoloured coat.
Yeah, so I'm going to give you another clue.
I've got an idea.
But he asked him 3 questions.
Right.
Here's the second.
Okay, you don't want to answer that one. I'm going to ask the second question. I've heard you've got a dispute going on with your neighbours. Is this true?
Well,
I think it is who I thought it was.
You think it is who? Well, I'll just play you the one that I caught just to confirm it.
You're trying my patience. Now, last question is, I've heard you've given up on the ladies because you've caused too many broken hearts in the world. What you got to say about that?
Do you think
I think it's Jason Donovan.
Let's hear it from Mossip, from the horse's mouth.
Right.
Well, thanks for nothing, pal. That was Sir Mossip interviewing Jason Donovan.
Well, there you go. It was Jason Donovan himself. That was a bit rushed, that featuring. Yeah.
Will Fred Mossip be doing future interviews?
He might, if you could make out his accent.
We should have kicked into Jason Donovan track now.
I think that was 90s. Anyway.
The conflict is reaching its conclusion.
Go for it. Go for your last... For this shot you think is going to take it out.
Right. I'm going to go for I-4.
That's a hit. And that's a sunk. For the Belgrano.
Oh, the General Belgrano
That is it.
Down.
That is it. We are surrendering our forces.
HMS Coventry with the fatal blow.
The Belgrano has been destroyed. It's on its way to the depths of the Atlantic Ocean.
Well, there we go. We reimagined the Falklands conflict.
It ended pretty similarly, as in the right side won. Anyway, coming up, we have got the big game show, Bridge of Cards. We've got later on Joel and Ollie with God knows what.
Special show.
Yeah, that's all we can say about it, really.
Yeah. We hope you've enjoyed the 80s hour. We've got some brand new features for the next Power Hour.
We've got something very exciting in the pipeline.
We are going stateside. That's all I'm going to say.
Going stateside. Okay, but to play us out, it was your choice, Asa. Introduce it.
This is Duran Duran, Girls on Film.